User flow is a tool used to describe how users interact with your product. In today's video, we will discuss what user flow is and how product teams can use it. The term flow depicts movement. User flow is a series of actions that the user takes to achieve a particular goal. Here is a typical example of purchase flow at the e-commerce website. The user starts at the entry point, such as the home page, and then uses search to find a product. If the user cannot find the product, they will try to formulate another search query. When the user finds the product, they add it to the cart and navigate to the checkout page, where they provide shipping and billing information. The user flow ends with the final action or outcome. In our case, the user completes the purchase. The user flow I described here is called the happy path. It's a simplified version of the user flow with a successful outcome. In real life, there can be a lot of alternative paths. The user might want to compare different products or check delivery options and return policies. That is why flows are typically modeled as a flowchart with many nodes for various paths the user might take. User flow diagrams are typically created using the following 4 types of elements. Start and finish. It's recommended to use the oval element to help people to track the start and end of the user flow easily. A rectangle is used to show the current step. It can be a page or a screen that the user sees. Diamond is used to describe the user decision. For example, it can be yes or no choice. And finally, the line leads to the user from one screen to another. In my example, I use a solid line for the primary pathway and dotted line for the alternative path. Be sure to use the elements consistently in your user flow design. Once you define the meaning of elements, you should stick to this decision in all parts of your diagram so other people can easily read it. How to use user flows. User flows is an excellent tool you can use to communicate design from a perspective of your users. User flows are beneficial in 3 particular cases. First, when a product teams work on informational architecture, user flows helps the team to structure and prioritize information in the system to help the user comprehend it. Second, when a team designs individual screens, user flow helps product designers to create an intuitive interfaces. User flows can also be very helpful for evaluating existing interfaces. The team can use this tool during design review sessions, and user flow can help the team answer the questions such as, is this interaction clear to the user? Last but not least, user flows can communicate the flow of the product to stakeholders and can provide a general view of how the interface is intended to work. When to create user flows? User flows are created during the analysis phase, after research can be conducted. They form the foundation on which your product is built and can serve as a reference for other designers. What to consider when building a user flow? The user objectives and business objectives are 2 of the most important things that you need to consider when designing user flows. The process of creating a user flow starts with understanding the user needs and wants. You need to define who the user is, what the users try to accomplish using the product, and why. After you identify user needs, you need to match them to business objectives. Business objectives are the actions you want users to take. For example, the business objective can be a purchase a product or join email list. When you match the user needs and business objectives, you will find the sweet spot, a place where users and business needs are met. Here are a few basic questions that will help you build a strong user flow. What is the user trying to accomplish? This question will help you understand user goal. What information does the user need to do it? This question will help you understand what details the user need to complete the action. What barriers might prevent the user from accomplishing a goal? Roadblockers that the users can face in a journey. For example, e-commerce website might not support the payment method that the user wants to use. How to create a user flow, step by step. User flows are typically attached to a specific persona, an entry point. Therefore, when creating the user flow, you might want to define your target user and the context in which they interact with the product. Next, you need to write a scenario of interaction. A scenario describes a series of steps that the user takes to complete a specific task. The scenario you create will become a foundation for your user flow. You need to evaluate this scenario. Write out what the users need to do at each step to meet the goal. Think about edge cases that the user might face along the way. Add these details to make the scenario more realistic. Finally, visualize the user flow using the scenario you've created. If you have an existing product, you don't have to use the flow chart I've shown before. You can use wireframes of the screens or take screenshots of actual screens and create connections between them. So the visualization will look like this. Last but not least, here is how to analyze the user flow. The user flow is typically evaluated based on the conversion rate. The process of optimization starts with finding steps that cause friction. The product teams find the dropouts, steps where users leave without finishing the goal. For example, for e-commerce purchase flow that I've mentioned before, the dropouts can happen at the checkout step. Next, you need to formulate a hypothesis on how to reduce friction. And after that, you need to prototype a solution and validate it with your users. If you have a few different solutions, you can A/B test them to see which one works the best. If creating a great user experience is your goal, you must add user flow to your toolbox. This tool will assist you in evaluating the efficiency and simplicity of your design. If you like this video, please subscribe and click the bell icon so you will never miss a new video. Thank you!